Howdy cowdies, how's it going? Good? I sort of hope. Here's another little weekly walkabout the collector. We've got Australiana and fine art this week. Got heaps of nice stuff. How cool's the nice little grey Seacombe penguin there from Taronga Zoo? Really like the little brownie downing figure of the little Aboriginal kid riding the kangaroo. And the Milne Stride gin jug over the back's a nice bit of Hoffman pottery, which is a bit unusual. Nice little bit of Diana there, the football mug. Some great postcards, the May Gibbs ones. I think there's one of the May Gibbs ones of they're playing footy, which is pretty cool. Some nice Australian horse racing ones over the back. Some ones here of Australian Aboriginals and stuff. Some nice swap cards as well, mainly advertising. A couple of nice gents watches. Some specs and some good cards. Some more nice little postcards as well, fairy artists. And these are interesting, all sort of World War II aircraft. Another nice little lot of Australiana ones, lizards and stuff like that. Some nice bits in the jewellery cabinet. They're all rippers. What else have we got? Nice little Victorian cards table or games table. These things sort of fold out when they're given a little bit of gentle persuasion. End up losing a fingernail or three. But there you go, all folds out. Spot for your change, your cash or your chips. Felts needs a little bit of reworking, but a lovely thing. Really nice slender legs on it down the bottom. Kind of like the little 70s sort of lamp, bamboo. Nice little industrial sort of workstation-y thing. There you go, Foxy Loxy, up on the log. Pot cupboard, nice little display cabinet. Got a cool old Esky in its original box. Nice little collection of pictures here by Halpern and Knudsen and some other well-known artists. Notice we've got boxes of stuff and toys and your grandmother wears army boots. Plus some nice old racks and stuff. Big lot of pottery dinner set. Books, china, pottery, glass. I like this big painting. I like this thing. It's not signed. But geez, it's a nice big sort of Australian school piece, 1960s thing of the bloke there sort of looking in the rocks with his dog. Reminds me of a Bernard Rust or a Jacqueline Hick or about 6 or 7 artists, but it's a nice thing, it's massive. Wish there was a signature on it. It's hard to say when there's no signature. What else have we got? Some sort of camping stuff. This is a big group, lot of pictures down underneath the table. There's all sorts of stuff in amongst there, good watercolours and signed prints and stuff. Signed Shane Warne and signed Paddy Rafter. A little lot of sort of Albert Namatjira prints and stuff. Some good bits of pottery. Good Australian books. Also got the big sort of woven mats, are kind of a bit interesting. Get into some cabinets and show you some of the nice pottery and stuff we've got this week. A little collection here of Australian and New Zealand. The plate over the back's New Zealand. It's all Australian stuff. Early, Bendigo, Fowler. Another interesting little group, lot of mixed stuff. The vase over the back is a bit of John Campbell. Not marked, but it is. Nice collection of mulgawood. More little groups of pottery and stuff. A couple of nice paintings over the back there, about 1900, give or take. More lots of pottery. Once again, early sort of colonial sort of stuff and some renewed. Some nice old fishing reels. Saw lots of Shalmar there, sort of used with the Melrose moulds. Big box of little sort of novelty ashtrays and stuff. And we got some really nice pictures this week, guys. Just try and sort of show you a couple. Nice big William Gislander. He's a Swedish artist, but he painted out here a little bit. One of the Channel Islands, probably. Little bird, little native bird there. Nice thing. Nice thing. This is a lovely Meldrum School still life oil. It is signed lower right, but geez, it's hard to make out the signature. What else have we got? Little J.G. Croft watercolours, really nice there. 1950s English artist. I think her name is Juanita. She's pretty cool. This is a nice Phyllis Waterhouse. Her and Charles Bush run the Leveson Street Gallery in North Melbourne for many a moon. It's a great little example of her work. What else we got? This is a nice Matthew Percival, John Percival's son. Once again, a good example. Like nice texture on the canvas, needs a new frame, get rid of that bloody linen slip. Nice thing. What else have we got? This is a nice little Australian school piece, little circa 1900 coastal scene with some boats skiffling along. No signature again, but it's a nice picture. It's a nice Swinton Diston, signed Duchamps. There you go, Venice. Really nice watercolour again. This is a nice little John Frawley, Australian war artist. Nice cubist watercolour there of a boat or harbour. Carlos Trumpus, Latvian blue brush artist. Great example, little abstract piece. This is an interesting bit. Catalogued it as Bell School. It's like a little Melbourne modern piece from the 1940s. Interesting thing. Once again, no bloody signature. Why don't they put their names on these things? What else have we got? This is a nice big Harry Rosengrave. Once again, another Bell School artist. He painted a lot with Fred Williams and those guys out at Box Hill. 1972, little park scene. Really nice example. This is a lovely big thing, Italian, 1950s oil there, of the Lady by the Sea. Nola Hjorth, I think she went out with Johnny Olsen for quite a while. What's this, a nice British school watercolour of Dartmoor or something like that. It is signed, I just can't remember who at the moment. I'm not looking. It's a nice Vincent Brown litho. Nice big Frederick George Reynolds watercolour as well, which is nice and soft. Not really a very Australian palette actually, but really nice thing. It's a lovely big Pro Heart oil on canvas there, the horse paddock. Really nice example of his work. You're not going to hear me say very often that it's a nice Pro Heart, but this actually is. Little bits that we got. This is a lovely little Charlie Wheeler. He's a National Gallery School teacher. This is a great little example of his work as well, little 1930s, 40s piece. Like this big abstract, 1968, signed Evans. I think it's British, I don't think it's Australian. Little Pro Heart coloured etchings, nice. Some little Aboriginal paintings. This is an Emil Bedness still life. It's actually signed Emil Bedness, which is a bit unusual for him. He usually signs Ace Streeton or Carrick Fox or something. He's a bloody good painter. He's one of Melbourne's best known forgers. It's nice to see one with his signature on it. It's an interesting bit. A little commercial drawing there for an old gents magazine or something. What have we got around the front here? This is a nice big it's dated on the back 1961, but it's not signed, which also gives me the irrits. She's very well painted. She's lovely. It's a really nice Swinton Diston watercolour of Queenscliff Lighthouse. There was another I showed you another one of his before, of Venice, which was signed Duchamp, which is one of his pseudonyms. It's a nice example. Beautiful watercolour. He's a great painter. Some interesting British things. This is Brooke Hughes, 1912. Can't find out much about him, but geez, it's a bloody nice picture. A couple more as well. I've probably bored you a little bit with the paintings, but shit happens. This is a really nice Rosamund Anavich McCulloch. She's a Tasmanian painter, modernist. You don't see many of her works turning up on the market. This is a great example. Early 1945. It's called The Doorway. It's a bit dark, which I kind of like. It reminds me a little bit of Walter Sickert, the English painter, who's actually ended up being Jack the Ripper, but that's another story. This is a good little Dora Chapman, South Australian painter. Great little example of her work. Fruit trees at Aldinga. And this is a nice Dawn Syme. Great painter, great abstract. Her husband Ian Syme, I think, was basically the father of abstract art in Melbourne in the 1940s, 50s. He does great stuff. You don't see his stuff floating around. You don't see her stuff much either. It's a really nice thing. Once again, get it out of that bloody frame. You'll have a different picture. Oh, let's show you some of the more pottery and stuff we've got. Actually, some more nice little Hermannsburg schools there. Some more groups of Diana and other pottery, Lindale, Moss and Greenway. This is a nice group, a lot of all the Mexicans and stuff. A couple of little Serious Young Insects records, an interesting little bit. Nice big collection of ruby glass. These are lovely little Inkwells Fowler. Some Australian and other art glass. It looks like a bloody koala on koala's head on a dog's body, but anyway. Charlie Welton, Gunda, Remude, a couple of nice bits of Maritumo, Japanese. These are both John Campbell, but they're not signed. Some more nice little groups of pottery. The Old Women's Weekly there featuring Jean Shrimpton. Nice little Mahjong box. Big artillery shells, a ripper. With a nice big pot there, lidded pot. Nice little bits of Bendigo and stuff. Some coffee machines. I think these are Elkie, aren't they? Elkie Australia, they're pretty cool, all hand-painted mugs there. Brownie Downing. More little groups of Gunda and Dalton. There's a little Silvac koala, part of a group lot. A couple of interesting little pots. One of them's Remu, the other one's signed, but it's hard to say, the blue one. Some nice Itala glass. Kind of like these little pottery figures. They're marked with initial, it looks like FB or AB, it's hard to say. Nice little lot of Remu. Lovely little oriental box with the jade panels. Gunda. This is a good little lot. A bit of Carl Duldig, it's got a little bit of damage. I like this little flathead ashtray. And the little gum leaf pot, once again, got a little bit of damage off the side. It is signed, it reminds me of Louise Taylor, but it might not be. Even though they're all a little bit damaged, they're nice little things. Gunda, more Dalton, nice little set of Bendigo Waverley ware jugs. Got a funny little frog figure up the top there. And into the last two cabinets, lovely big tea tin. Got some nice bits of sort of pottery, RMIT, Clydie Pate sort of student. That's one of them over the back. Nice little mottled teapot there. White Fries Swan, the P38 Lightning ashtray's cool. Well, I kind of like these little emus as far as Mulgawood goes. Really cute. Nice bit of Jucket over the back. Some Guy Boyd and some Gunda and Wembley and Carnival glass. Susie Cooper, nice little Astor Mickey radio, little Martin Boyd cabinet plate. Great old drum there from Kew State School. Snare drum. Some nice boomerangs. Big bit of McHugh's, got a little bit of a chip off the bottom, unfortunately. Nice little Balinese nude there from 1976. It's a lot better than those Trechikov prints and all that, but I don't reckon she'll sell anywhere near as well as they will, and this is a bloody original painting. But anyway, a couple of nice Aboriginal dot paintings or crosshatch barks over the back. Some more Aboriginal sort of pieces as well, the boomerang and the shield. Bloody bronze plaque of bloody... Who is it? Max Mannix? Brian Mannix? One of the two. Some nice bits of McHugh pottery and a nice big tea tin. Lovely sort of Victorian glass vase. Beautiful bits of Carnival. The Victorian footy team photo over the back's pretty cool from 1946. Nice bit of Judy Lorraine pottery. Another little bit over the back there from RMIT, little student of Clydie Pate. This is a nice little Harvey School bowl. Interesting, this with the sort of kookaburras in flight. There's no signature on it, but it's an interesting bit of pottery. Takax, Remude, Gunda, nice bit of Bendigo, fantastic Merrick Boyd ash bowl. Really nice Melbourne Contemporary Artist Exhibition catalogue there from 63. And that's a John Olsen catalogue over the back in the plastic from 66, I think. Some Harold Hewen mugs and some Diana mugs. Great little sort of pin-up girl dish from Melbourne. Little Pussycat's pretty cute, made by Huntley Ware. This is nice, the glass tray there from Victorian and Melbourne Centenary. I think it's dated 1934-35. I think it's actually from a McRobinson's Air Race, which is a pretty cool bit. And some lovely stuff up the top shelf. Beautiful little watercolour signed Travers. Interesting bit of Remude. Lovely Carnival glass over the back with the kookaburra. Nice bit of Charles Arthur Stone there. A couple of bits of AMB Boyd. Clydie Pate there. It's got a little bit of a chip off the top of the knob, but these things happen. Here's a nice bit of McHugh, unusual colours. The Bill Onus plate over the back is signed on the back Bill Onus. It's also signed Wirrin on the front. Lovely Remude little gumnut jug. Nice bit of McHugh. This is one of my favourite bits, I reckon. The pokerwork vase. Really nice thing, 1920s, 30s. I'd be surprised if it brings $50, but I hope it does. Just sort of surprises me that this stuff doesn't sell for as much as what you think it would. Nice bit of Wembley next to it. Lovely big art glass shot put. Johnny Campbell. And this is a cute little sort of vase here with the little gum leaves and the little pixies up each end. Hey, there's probably going to be other stuff that I've missed, but I've rambled on for about half an hour now. That'll be enough. Anyway, hopefully you saw something you liked. If you didn't, bad bloody luck.